So, this is a technical intro slash demo to our Spotify playlist analyzer project. Um, Here's the website, and if you go to the form, there are instructions for how to go about starting the analysis. For step one, you need to find a playlist from Spotify, so you can click this link to open Spotify. And if you're not logged in, then as instructed here, you should make sure to also log in before using the app. I am logged in, so we're good. I can pick a Spotify playlist, and then I need to copy this link, and then I can just paste it in the playlist ID and hit submit, and then I should get all the attributes of this playlist. So as you can see, the image here is the same as the image from my playlist. We grab the same image, grab the same playlist name, and what we do is we take a bunch of statistics that Spotify already records, such as liveness, energy, instrumentalness, etc. And we just average them out for all the songs inside of the playlist. And then we give you the scale, where 0 would be the furthest left, 1 would be the furthest right, 0 to 100%, for example. So now I'm going to get into the technical details of it. Here's where we do all the work in one awk file that we run as a CGI file on the server. We begin with printing this content type text HTML, so it knows it's an HTML. And then we have a bunch of boilerplate code with HTML and a head element that has style. So we have a bunch of inline style. And we print the beginning of the output file. So for example, this stuff. And then what we do is we split the query string, which is a result of a call that we get from the form.html. When you're typing in the form, as you can see here, we take in this playlist ID, and the playlist ID using this JavaScript, we have the playlist ID put into the state, which is a part of Spotify's API. So we call this to get a code from Spotify, and then we redirect to our codereserve.us/cgia/k/team69/test.cgi and retain this state of the playlist ID so that we can grab it later. So now here we are grabbing it later, and we are going to take that playlist ID and we're going to set it here so that our endpoint is the playlist slash whatever the input for the state was. Now here we're going to take the token, and using the access code that we got earlier, we're going to take the token and the client ID and the client secret, and we're going to get a code back, which is going to be considered our access token, which you can then use here so that we can run a curl on the playlist endpoint and the token so that we can get the playlist JSON returned. So inside of the JSON, this if statement is going to grab our image URL. This if statement is going to grab our track ID. This statement is also going to help to grab our track UID. And this statement is going to get the name of our playlist, which will be set here to playlist name. Then once we get over here, we're going to get the features of all of the tracks. Features as in things like liveness, energy, instrumentalness, etc. And we can get it for multiple tracks. So track IDs is where we stored all of the tracks that we found inside of the playlist. While we're in that, we're going to set the features for all those track IDs. And then this features array is just going to hold a bunch of different tracks and all of their features. We do a bit of we make a few changes in these features to make sure that we only take the attributes that we want. And then what we do is we have these 0 to 1 profiles, which are just the attributes that have a 0 to 1 value, and we set those. And then here we take the image URL and the playlist name so that we can show the image of the playlist and the name of the playlist. And we take every single attribute, every single feature inside that 0 to 1 profile array, and we give it its own bar and its own colors and values, and that's how we get all of this. And that's our demo.